Good morning, students, and I wanted to welcome you to our Week 5 BC 1030 live lab session. Can you believe we're already in the very last week of our class? Time really goes by fast. I wanted to first say that if you've fallen a little bit behind and you need to resubmit or submit late work, I do accept late work. I do have a penalty for late submissions, but some points are certainly better than no points. Also, if you have been unable to take a test or you've had some technical difficulties, I know there's been a lot of storms and stuff lately, so if you need some help with, excuse me, reopening any testing or anything like that, I'll be happy to help you with that as well. Your assignment this week asks you to research the difference between the technical component and the professional component, and then tell us how that will affect reimbursement from the insurance carrier to your facility. So let's break down those terms. You're going to start out with a procedure code. And procedure coding is the transformation of written descriptions of procedures and professional services into numeric designations or code numbers. An example would be if you go to a hospital to have a chest x-ray, there's going to be a procedural code for that. And for a single view chest x-ray, it's 71010. If it is two views, it's another code completely. So you have to make sure you start out with the correct procedure code. The professional component of that single view chest x-ray is going to represent the physician's time, skill, and judgment for interpreting tests and procedures. For us to tell the insurance company that we're only billing for our physician's time, skill, and judgment, we're going to add a modifier 26 to that procedure code. So if your physician is reading a single view chest x-ray and that's all you're billing for, you're going to bill that procedure code for a single view chest x-ray 71010 with a 26 modifier, which tells the insurance company I'm only billing for the professional component of this procedure, which is the physician's time, skill, and judgment. The technical component or the technical part of that procedure code is going to include reimbursement for use of the facility's equipment, the technician that takes you back and performs that chest x-ray. And the way we tell the insurance company that we're only billing for that portion is we add a TC modifier, which is the technical component. So if you're billing for the facility and you only want to charge for the facility, the equipment, and the technician that performed that single view x-ray, you're going to use 71010 if it's a single view chest x-ray with a TC modifier. Certain procedures are a combination of both the professional and the technical components, and this will be considered a global service. Usually this will involve your radiology and your pathology procedures. But global billing is used when you're billing for both the professional and the technical part of that service. So your physician's time, skill, and judgment, as well as the use of the facility, the equipment, and the technician. And an example of that would be 71010 for your single view chest x-ray. When you bill that code, you're billing for the interpretation and the use of the facility to perform that procedure. So you're billing for both. The next question that you need to answer is, how would these modifiers affect billing? There are reimbursement differences between global, professional, and technical. For example, if CPT code 71010 has a fee schedule of $100, Maybe the professional part of that procedure is worth $50, and maybe the technical part of that procedure is worth $50. So if you accidentally forget to use one of those modifiers, if you're only billing for a portion of that service, it's going to look like you're billing for the global part. You're billing for all of those services. So that could cause a claim denial when the facility sent it in if you're billing for the physician. Also, it's fraud because you're billing for something that you did not do. So it's very important that you use the correct procedure code as well as the correct modifiers. Let's apply this new concept. How would you bill this? A single view chest x-ray that was taken today in the physician's office utilizing both the physician's equipment and the staff. The charge for the chest x-ray is going to include the use of the equipment, the film, the chemicals, and the staff time, as well as the physician's time to interpret that x-ray. So would you bill that as a global charge, as a professional component, or as a technical component? If you chose global, you are correct because the physician owned the equipment and he or she also interpreted that x-ray. So they did the entire gamut. So it is a global charge. Okay, let's look at this one. If the physician you work for doesn't own x-ray equipment and he or she sends that patient to the hospital to have a chest x-ray, and then your physician is going to interpret that chest x-ray, would you bill that service as a global service, a professional service, or a technical service? If you chose professional, you're right, because you're billing for the physician who is only interpreting the chest x-ray. Let's look at one more. Say you're a hospital biller and you're billing for a chest x-ray of a patient that was referred to your facility by a physician who is going to interpret that x-ray himself. Would you bill that as a global charge, a professional charge, or a technical charge? If you chose technical, you're right because you're working for the hospital who owns the equipment and only billing for that portion of the charge. I thank you for taking time today to listen to my Quickshot. This is just part of what I did today in the live lab session. So if you have a chance, you should always try to go to your instructor's live lab sessions as they'll help you with your coursework for that week. It's a great time for you to ask questions, and I look forward to seeing you at a later date.